tighten it up now. Do the tighten it up. Everybody can do it now. So get to it. We're gonna tighten up. Do the tighten up.
Welcome back to AndyTube and the continuing series of Coco Goes to the Spa. This video is part 5 of the series. Coco needs to tighten up, and that's what we're going to do today in this video. But first, I'd like to remind you of my the part 4 of this series, where I washed the small parts that I'd removed from Coco in my kitchen sink. And one of the parts was this bed plate or oil pan or drip plate or drip pan. And during the cleaning with the crud cutter and water, you remember that it starts to buckle up here and there and get a little loose and so forth. And I told you when it dries, it'll be flat. And look, it did. It flattened right back out. I didn't scrub it or anything. You know, I told you about that. And it's dry and flat, and it's fresh as a daisy. Looking really good. So just an update about that. Hopefully you saw that part 4, and let's get into part 5 now. Coco's been getting her beauty sleep, but it's time to wake up, Coco. Look at that. Wow. Come here, baby. She's all clean and fresh, isn't she? All oiled up. I've been giving her some spins every day and looking for little rust spots. No problem. Smooth. Boy, I'll tell you, that cleaning did very well for her. She's as fresh as a shimmering mermaid. Hey. I'm embarrassed, but I have to admit, I got that from a recent TV commercial I saw. Of all things, it was about toilet paper. But I loved that phrase, and I immediately thought of Coco. And it's just the beginning. But by tighten up, I'm talking about her thread, needle thread, tensioning unit. Right there. And I don't know who owned the machine before me or who worked on it before me, but bless their little hearts, they didn't do much damage to Coco. Can I get a hallelujah? And what damage they did can certainly be fixed. And one thing I noticed right away when I went to buy her was this funky tension unit here that has a lot of parts from the original tension, but has some missing parts and has parts from a different model. Like this knob here is from the 401 class machines, and there's no stop ring here or anything. So of course that's a problem, and this is something that we can easily fix during our rehabilitation. And that problem needs to be addressed. If your machine doesn't have this problem, congratulations. But even without a problem, I really encourage people to learn and understand their tension. No tension, no stitching. And it's easy to do. And you should do work on your tension probably at least once a year, I would say. And it's not hard to do. If you follow me and look at my guides, look at that. Wow, man, that's messed up. Look at my guides about tension. I did a special series all about tension on the Slant-O-Matic, and it's very thorough with pictures, and you can just go step by step and learn all about your tension and clean it and repair it, replace it if needed. But this is the problem for Coco, and this is the solution. This is the $20 solution that I bought online. It is a complete vintage tension system for Singer Model 301. I haven't even inspected it yet or tested it or anything. We're going to do that. Okay? And what I'm going to do in part 5 here is I'm going to take this unit completely off as a unit, and then I'm going to put the replacement unit on as a unit, and then I'm going to dismantle it piece by piece, and I'm going to inspect the parts and clean them, and then I'm going to put them back on piece by piece. And then, like that's not enough, I'm going to zero it out, and I'm going to show you if you need to adjust the tension on the spring, and I'm going to show you how to set the stroke of the tension unit so that as the needle pierces the thread down there, as that eye of the needle's going in there, the stroke of the spring has to stop and release tension so the hook can grab the needle thread and take it around the hook, wrapping the bobbin thread to form the lock stitch. So it's going to be fun, and everything I'm doing here in this video you can do. You can do it. Okay, let me get set up at a good angle for you so you'll be able to see what I'm doing, and we'll get started. Can't wait, right? Okay. I think this is going to give you a pretty good view of the work area here, and I remind you to protect your eyes whenever you have a tool in your hand or you're using any chemical. Don't be silly and think it won't happen to you. So I'm particularly vulnerable because I still cannot blink my left eye, so I don't stand a chance. So the tool you'll need is a screwdriver, and make sure that the one you use is a really good fit for the screw we're going to work on. You know, I favor this Chapman Manufacturing screwdriver set. This is the starter set, and it's a hollow ground, flat bladed type of screwdriver. So it's not a tapered point on the screwdriver that can wiggle around and use strip the head and things like this. It's a flat blade or hollow ground set, and they use these on sewing machines and other mechanical and medical equipment. Gunsmiths use this type of thing. They're made in the USA. This is the only set I bought after doing research, but I'm totally happy with it, and I bought it, and I never looked for anything else. I'm sure there's other flat blade screwdrivers, But you can, this is the Chapman, C-H-A-P-M-A-N, manufacturing company in Durham, Connecticut. And this particular kit is number 9600. But they have a gorgeous website, and if you're interested, you can go there and take a look at all of the type. And I mean, they have electronics and torques and every kind of screwdriver tip, and you can buy extra tips starting at about like $1.25 or something, and fill out. This tip that I like to use is stamped with the number 89, and I'm not I don't know what that means, but they all have a size, and 89 is what I like to do. This is the tension. Whoops, goodness. Let me get a pointer. What we've got to do to take this out as a unit is loosen this set screw right here. And it's called the tension stud set screw. And it is the longest set screw on the machine. And what it does is put pressure against the end of the tension stud. That's this piece that goes through the whole unit right out to there, that you mount all the parts on. So when you put it in the hole for it, you don't want it moving around, so you tighten this tension stud set screw. So in this case, we've got to loosen it. And the chances are it's never been loosened before once it was installed at the factory. So it may be a struggle for you. You're welcome to use your favorite penetrating oil if you like, and let that work for a while. Be sure that you have a very good fitting screwdriver. And you can heat the area too with a hair dryer and let it cool back down a little bit. And I have on some of these screws, I've been trying a method of Ray Elkins from YouTube that a viewer mentioned to me, and he doesn't use any penetrating oil. He uses a small hammer, and when the screwdriver is set in there, he'll start turning it, or attempting to turn it, but he will tap, 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 tap on the end of the screwdriver, and that jarring motion will break it free. And it doesn't look to me like he turns real hard. He just, starts attempting to turn it and tap, tap, tap. And man, I've seen him take out a couple of nasty looking screws, rusty, and I thought to myself, no way. And 3 or 4 taps later, you hear a little snick, and then he just takes it out. Very impressive. So the method is up to you, but the result will be the same. Don't damage the screw. So I'm going to come in here with my, I hate working around the camera. I get that in there. Let me get the screwdriver in there. Okay. And there. Check my viewfinder. Okay. So, pushing hard against the screw, and I'm holding the head of Coco, and I'm going to lefty-loosey. There. Nah, that was easy. I'll give it 2 or 3 turns, okay? And then I'll kind of grab this here and gently twist it. I can tell the post is turning, and I'll just wiggle it right out. Ta-da! See that? So there's the old tension unit, or what's left of it. So I'll put that aside, and I'm going to take my new vintage, new to me vintage tension unit, and I'm going to stick it in there. So of course the post, let's get this turned a little bit here. So of course the post is going to go right in the hole, in the back of the hole there. And you see, this at the top of this is called the guide post, and it helps guide the thread, but it helps you guide the unit in, because you're going to stick it in so that that guide post goes in the little hole above the thread guide here, tension unit thread guide. So since this unit's all assembled, we're just going to stick it right in. We'll put the tension post. I'm going to lift up the tension spring over that little arm, which is called the stop, and I'm going to guide the post into the post hole, and I'm going to wiggle it back in there, and hey, that's it. Easy peasy. Now normally what you want is for that opening, the slot of the post, to be horizontal. And I can see this one is a little off. And that's not critical, and that can be corrected later. Okay? So we just put the unit in, and then I'm going to tighten up the tension post set screw right to here. So get my screwdriver back in here, my trusty Chapman with tip flat blade number 89, and you're going to notice I put pressure on that whole unit. My fingers are up on the top of the arm and my thumb is pushing that in, because I want to be sure it's all the way back. And then I'm going to tighten that up, and I'll just kind of snug it in there at first, and I'll check and make sure I did everything right. I didn't bend the guidepost, you know. Okay, that's looking it's looking good now. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten it fully. I'm going to bear down pretty good. You never want to force or break anything, but you don't want this wiggling loose off of Coco. You know, it works hard, the whole machine. Even the best sewing machines vibrate. So you just want to be sure it's nice and snug. Now I always check that kind of stuff later as I'm finishing up. And we're going to be working on this tension unit now. So I'm good. Look, nice and tight. Didn't bend the guide. It's all the way back. Tightened up good. I'm done. Hey. Okay. So I'm going to now get a container to put these parts in as I take them off. I don't want to lose them. I have a little cheap magnetic, you know, here. But you can use anything that you want. You know, an empty yogurt container or just something to contain them well. Okay? And now I'm going to name these parts as I take them off. And see, I might turn this now so it's looking. Yeah, put that up there. So once you get a nice close view, just like you were sitting in front of your own machine, to see how easy this is. And you're going to have a good time. Trust me.
The